Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I had to delay the stream. I hadn't eaten. Last night was, rough. I woke up with some really bad jaw pain. And honestly, it feels like I pulled a muscle in my jaw. Now, I've had an issue with, grinding my teeth forever. So I'm so sure it has something to do with that, but either way, it hurt. Like, bad. And so I just kind of had to deal with that this morning. So I didn't really sleep that well. I haven't really been sleeping well for the last 3 or 4 days, actually. Sometimes it just happens. Other times I'm very, very sure that I have a sleep disorder of some kind. I should do the responsible thing and get a sleep study, but sleep studies cost money. And they're very rarely covered by anyone's insurance. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Let's go ahead and make this quick. Here we go. Alright, so today, we are just focusing on fan art today. Simply because we did an original piece yesterday. We did an original piece on Wednesday. Today's, prompt for, this. Whoops. Hang on. Things are sort of getting a little twisted. I'm losing track of lots of things right now. So here we go. Let's grab... Nope. Here, that's what I wanted to do. There we go. So today, today's prompt is trust issues. I don't know what the hell that has to do with an amusement park, but role reversal makes sense. And I'm gonna be honest, this is another song I'm not super fond of. Oh, whoops. This is another song that I'm not super fond of, which is Roller Coaster by Charlotte Sands. Not to sound like you need to get off my lawn, but there are a lot of songs that have come out in the past 5 years that I don't vibe with. I understand that every era has its, trends, but if there's one thing that I can never get down with, it is the whisper singing that is super popular with female artists these days. I think one of the reasons Chapel Roan is caught on fire so much is because Homegirl can actually, like, sing, not just, like, whatever whisper voice, and I know it's very Marilyn Monroe. I get it. No, I get the appeal. I do. It's just, it's not my thing. Same thing that I didn't like the way I didn't like the way a lot of emo bands sang back when I was in high school. So, yeah, it just wasn't my thing. To be honest, the music that's playing right now isn't my thing. Lo-fi is not my thing, but it's royalty free. And you guys know that I am constantly in strife with fair use. Let me drink the rest of my coffee. And let's spin the wheel. Let's see who we've got today. We've only got 2 subjects today, and it looks like it's going to be Linked Universe. Fair enough. Oh, whoops. Okay. And I already have some names for Linked Universe. We'll go ahead and remove the other tab because that was all the Tails characters that I had. Let's see. Oh, okay. Good. And since this is trust issues, we're gonna do 2 characters. And we're gonna remove him from the list, and we're gonna do 1 more spin. This is gonna be hard. Oh, I almost want to spin again. Because that's a complicated... That is a complicated combination. Because out of the entire group, these 2 are probably the ones that trust each other the most, except for maybe Twilight and Wild. I mean, I guess I could... This one's hard. You know what? I'm being kind of... I might make an executive decision to re-roll, because I'm a little bit conflicted. Yeah, actually... Let's spin 1 more time. I mean, fair. Okay. Easier. Okay, easier. Okay, so... Let's see. For Captain and Time and for trust issues. And I put Mask here separately. Okay, the brain juices are juicing. The brain juices are juicing. Okay. Alright. So let's get rid of the window, since I know what to expect now. And let's talk images. That was the reference for last time, and we're going to pull out references now. So, we need... I had references up. I don't know where they might have gone. Oh no, here they are. So, we have this guy. Straighten him back up so you can see. This guy. And... just kind of waiting for everything to load. This guy. So, as far as story goes, a lot of what happens between these two is headcanon, and is based on a lot of fan fiction. Because what a lot of people go off of is that Link, as a child, Time as a child, was in Hyrule Warriors, and it does kind of seem like the two are familiar with each other, but no more so than anybody else in the story. So I am not sure exactly what JoJo wants to do with these two. Like, do they know each other? Have they met? We don't know. Because mostly we focus on Time and Twilight's relationship. So, let's see. Let's change the title. And to be honest, if I can be very, very frank, most of what people know about the Captain, who people call Warrior, a lot of the stuff that they say he goes through is also mostly just headcanon. So, let's see. Hang on, I'm gonna take off these headphones because I need to think. And we can get rid of my face now. Alright, I figured it out. Let us make this smaller, so we know exactly what we're doing. Actually, I think I'm gonna put these two away, because if for what I want to do, because if we're doing role reversal, wait, hang on. Let me get rid of homeboy. Oh. Okay, so I want to do something that's based off of the Fierce Deity mask, but I'm having a hard time getting the situation in which this would be happening. Frustrating. Let's see. Let's look for a reference. Maybe that'll help. Okay, I think I found an appropriate reference. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's our reference. I'm thinking. Okay. We start out really, really messy. This is actually going to be really hard.
has cleared the tower. Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. What's up, guys? I thought I was, deadass, I thought I was talking for like the last 5 minutes. I had my mic muted because I'm eating candy. I apologize. Hey guys. Sorry. This piece has been very, very complicated. I feel like I've bitten off more than I can chew in this instance, but I'm gonna keep trying. As well as I can be. It's a bit of a pessimistic answer. Are you okay? I mean, I understand the feeling, as someone who has maybe about 3.5 hours of sleep under their belt right now. Also, you don't have to answer that question if you don't want to. Man, scarves are hard. Scarves are really hard. So having some health issues. Yeah, I know the feeling. About 2 or 3 years ago, my mother went through something similar. It was very difficult for her to breathe for a while. We eventually got it figured out, but it was very scary. Oh. Good vibes. Yeah, pain management can be a horrible ordeal. Especially if you have a doctor that, like, doesn't take it seriously unless it's, like, chronic. Because when I was a cook, I had some issues, back spasm issues. And he was like, well, it's not a chronic thing, so you really only need to manage it with, like, acetaminophen. And it's like, actually? Actually, I can't do my job if I can't stand for more than 4 hours at a time. Well, good vibes to you, Katrine. I know that's not easy. dealing with two health issues on two different fronts. Oh, balls. Yeah. Yep. Okay, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Give me just a second to look at the back of this man's cape. Okay, and the rest is off screen. I could also do this, and then have this connect here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. If that's one thing I'm good at, it's solving problems, because I'm great at causing them. There we go. No capes, yeah. He has, like, okay, look at this, though. Even in game, he has, like, the weirdest scarf. So, like, I tried to make it look like it's folded over itself here. Not terribly successful, but I'm also not super worried about it. Especially in this instance, because that's not exactly what we're supposed to be focusing on, you know? So, we'll do this. And then we'll erase this. There we go. And then we'll come down like this. And that. I don't like that, actually. I really sincerely do not like that. You know what? I think I might leave it as is. Just because I don't want to come... Looks like way too much fabric for a scarf. Yeah, it is. It is. Even, like I said, even in game, it is. The person who drew this wanted it to be as, you know, as similar to the game as possible. I will say, in the comic, it's more like a cape, but here, it's definitely a scarf. I think what I'm gonna do, though, is... Does that satisfy me? Actually, deadass, I think it does. I think we'll stick with that. Okay. I'm working with a much thinner pin than I was on, Wednesday. So... let me figure out what the captain is doing. Yeah, this is a lot more sketchy than my other piece. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a lot of the fabric here covering his belt until we come up like this. Actually, his belt is, like, way, way long, if I recall correctly. Let me look back. Oh, did I close out of it? I think I closed out of my reference. I did. Super fun. I need a full standing picture of him. Ugh. Yeah, the belt's like super long. Okay. So, if that's the case, I'm going to animate it from the bottom up. Like that. We'll do. There's a part of me that's like, I really could just make this... Hello, Bookworm. What's up? There's a part of me that's like, I could really just make this... Like, I could try to make his whole armor set. But one, almost the entire armor set is covered by this scarf. Which, I don't know, just seems, I wouldn't say a waste of effort. You know, anything worth doing takes time, but it just doesn't seem terribly important. I will say, this tunic does seem a lot more toga-like than I intended. But I at least want to finish the captain today. I don't know if I'm gonna get to time down here because, my dude, there's just a lot of things I have to figure out over there, so. But I can definitely do this. I can definitely do, the captain. That is not a problem. Well, I say it's not a problem, even though it took me 2.5 hours to get his pose right. Listen, I've had a long night. I've had a very long night. Unlike Time, he has a very flat nose, so this is the pretty boy of the group. So actually, you know, I like the nose I gave him the first time. We'll let it stay. His jaw is not as sharp as Time's, so... There is a part of me that does wonder if this is a little too spicy for, I wouldn't even use the word spicy, because people use the word spicy to solely mean sexual things these days. Is this too, menacing? Menacing would be the right word for, YouTube. Insomnia is a bitch to deal with. Yes. Yes, it is. And I've been dealing with it for much of my life. Unfortunately, it is hereditary. I get it from my mother, who got it from her mother, who got it from her mother. Okay, hang on. Let's look at the big guy. Let's make his reference really big. 'Cause... Nope, that's incorrect. His tattoos are incorrect. So, this is right. And then we have his head here. Let's see. The tattoos line his eyes like this. Which means I have to erase this. Alright. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. If I keep saying I've got this, I'll believe it. Now here's the question. Should the smile stay? Here's the question. Should the smile stay? Or should I show some conflict? Because I feel like if I show some conflict, it'll make it a bit... I don't know. Let's see. Because... expressions are always where I struggle the most. That's not true at all. It's legs, but you know, it's whatever. But I am gonna do the other check mark that goes up like this. Yeah, his markings are just going to be a touch different, simply because it's more convenient for me. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot sketchier than my previous piece, and I actually kind of dig it for the vibes. This is supposed to do two layers, one with a smile and one... See which one you like to see better? That might be what I have to do, Katrine. Thank you. Let's see. Then there's... Let's focus on the bottom real quick. I just want to get it out of the way. hear some scuttlebutt going down in the other room. I think my husband picked up something for lunch. Although I told him that I was not hungry. And I am not. I had a big breakfast. And also, the gummy worms. They do kind of affect the appetite at least a little bit. I don't care if Haribo calls them twin snakes or whatever, they're gummy worms. They're gummy worms. You can call them whatever you want. They're still gummy worms. Oh, balls. Hang on. Nope. I got it. I can figure it out. It's good. I can figure it out. Bam. Alright. I got rid of all these fruit flies, and yet they're still somehow in my house. I'll be able to stay for long. I have things to do. I'll let the stream play for company. Aw, thank you. Aw, thank you, Katrine. That's very sweet of you. I was a little down because the stream was kind of empty. The engagement has kind of fallen because, YouTube doesn't like it when you don't have a specific niche, but YouTube can also, in that instance, kiss my ass. Because most creators are multifaceted. YouTube just doesn't like that. But thank you for the lovely compliment. I was feeling a little bit discouraged earlier. You're always such a nice, positive force in my streams. Uh-oh. My pen nib's getting a little bit worn. I should switch it after the stream. Aw, thank you. Thank you for your continued support, my friend. Oh wait, nope, I fucked up. Hang on. That's not supposed to be there. Let's see. It's nice that, every time, regardless of what you're doing. Thank you. Because, like, and it's nice to know that I've got someone on my side, even, you know, across the Atlantic. And I'm glad that I can I'm glad that I can, provide some positivity for your day, because that's really, at the end of the day, what I want to do. Because there's... You know, I always say that negativity sometimes is just as important as positivity, but I think, lately we have all had enough of the negative shit. This song is played 3 times. On your Patreon as well. The Patreon is gonna get a makeover soon, so keep an eye on that. I just found out that a solid amount of my links are broken, and I'm going to fix that. And then we are also going to add a bunch of other stuff to the Patreon that I have not released on YouTube. So, Patreon is definitely going to get a boost soon. I feel like his head is still really big. But never mind. I think the reason his head is big is because I didn't do the... Because I'm not showing that he's bent over. It sounds really cool. I know there's a countdown going on. I hit the notification bell, but I think that's for a new video. There is a, I did release a new video today, but it was just like a little mini vlog about Dragon Con and working on the cosplays I was working on. They turned out really well, and, I was really proud of the work I did. Like, I did feel bad. Like, there was one, like, I was next to this one cosplayer, and I was like, man, she, like, looked like she printed her own fabric and everything. I felt kind of, inadequate next to her. And then I realized that I was standing next to Yaya Han. Like, I was like, oh, man, you know, her free-run cosplay looks so pretty compared to mine. She, like, made her own fabric and everything, and then I realized that I was standing next to someone who absolutely gets paid to do what she does. And who has a lot more experience than I do. Because, yeah, I was standing next to my husband, and he was, and I was like, oh man, you know, I wish I could get to that level of skill, and he goes, You know that's Yaya Han, right? And I was like, oh! Okay! You know, she is usually a mainstay at Dragon Con. She usually judges the craftsman cosplay competition. She also usually does it for AWA as well. I believe she lives in Georgia, or just is originally from here. But, she seemed to be hanging out with Neil Newbin a lot this year. I remember, just hanging out outside during, God, what photo shoot was it? It wasn't the Baldur's Gate photo shoot, because the Baldur's Gate photo shoot was so crowded. I want to say it was the Nintendo. No, it was the Zelda. It was the Zelda photo shoot. The Zelda photo shoot was, she was taking pictures on the steps in her Ultimacia cosplay, and, Neil Newbin was there, and he was just holding her fan for her, and they just seemed to be having a nice conversation. Like, they were just chatting. It was just a nice little moment. They seemed to really be getting on. And we had a lot of interesting little interactions like that. I didn't talk about this in the video, but I caught a glimpse of Elijah Wood dozing off. Dozing off at the Hilton, while his handlers and I'm assuming his agents sort of, I guess, bickered over where to eat, because that's usually why most people are bickering at Dragon Con. Because it's like, where do you want to eat? There's a whole food court. Okay, we don't want to go to the food court again. Okay, well, it's Atlanta. Food is literally everywhere. So, yeah, I happened to see, Elijah Wood was just sitting down while, you know, the people who were, I guess, being his guardians, because they don't want him getting hounded, while they were talking about you know, I guess what to do next, he was just kind of slouched over in his sleep, just kind of dozing off. According to most people, he was the one who was there the longest at the Walk of Fame. So, a lot of people were complaining that the Walk of Fame, that a lot of the people who were paid to be there, just didn't show up on several occasions. Like, people were complaining that Jared Padalecki, was never there. So they were complaining that Jared Padalecki was never there. They're saying that, you know, like, a lot of the voice actors they wanted weren't there. Like, Zach Aguilar showed up for, I think he showed up for Friday, and then left. Or does Zach Aguilar go by they now? I don't remember. But either way, he didn't stay for very long, and that frustrated some people. But I don't think they were frustrated with him per se. I think they were more frustrated with Dragon Con that didn't say that he would only be there till Friday. What else? I ran into Jack Bear from, my husband and I ran into Jack Bear from, the show Roswell, and we had no idea who he was, and he kept really hinting that we should know who he is. I mean, it was a friendly conversation, but he was like, so have you guys been to the Walk of Fame? As if like hey, do you guys know who I am? And I was like, yeah, no, we haven't been to the Walk of Fame yet. I was just kind of, I was completely ignorant to who he was, and he kept asking us, like, really probing questions to see if we recognized him, and neither of us did. And I was tempted to go by his booth later, when we went to the Walk of Fame, but we decided not to. I think it would have been funny, though. You know, his hair is not turning out too badly. I usually hate drawing the captain's hair. I did a couple cosplay in my life, and they were absolutely last minute. My Scout cosplay was last minute. Not realizing I was talking to the writer herself until her handler told me, like, you realize that is she, yes? There was, like, I have a lot of interesting, like, because I used to live in a city where, a lot of movies would be filmed, because this was really during, like, Georgia's renaissance into being truly affiliated with, Disney. Into being really truly affiliated with Disney and, like, filming movies and stuff, and I worked, like, right downtown. So, it was not uncommon to see celebrities, not necessarily to run into them, but definitely to see them. Back when I used to have some bad habits, I asked Antonio Banderas for a cigarette, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I do not smoke," and just kind of went into the wind. I have a friend who absolutely believes that there was this guy who was running at, like, full tilt speed. He was, like, running at full tilt speed, and it was filming. It wasn't a closed set. So I knew they were filming. I just happened to be outside taking a break because we were caterers, and we were hosting a party in the Riverside dining room, and this guy, he was like running full tilt, and he kind of clipped me, you know? He didn't knock me over, but he clipped me, and I heard, "Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry," and then he kept running, and then I was like, and then someone was like, "Oh my god, that was Adam Sandler," and I'm like, I don't believe you. And to be honest, I still don't really believe them. I still feel like his head is really big. His head is really big. I have sized his head up and down so many times, but I really feel like his head is very big. We were standing in front of her booth, but she was standing there not sitting, so I thought she was queuing and waiting for the author to come back. I mean, but at least everything you had to say was complimentary. Surely she appreciated the lovely things you had to say. That's gonna bother me. His head still seems like really big. I met some people at work, and I cannot say who because of patient confidentiality, of course. But I'm also in London. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, my hometown where I used to work is very, very walkable, or at least parts of it are very walkable. So it wasn't unusual to see a famous person on a walking tour. Especially if it was a ghost tour. And sometimes attention was drawn to them, but more often than not, it wasn't. How long did that song play for? Because it felt like forever. Still not over all the musicals I can go to. I can go to theater and see famous people TM. We do have a lot of access to the performing arts around here. The only problem is it is de facto the worst part of town. Unless you know where to park, you will not park. Like, the theater is in a god-awful part of town. Marion Margolis on Halloween night. Ooh. Ben Winshaw ticket. 1 actor per night. No rehearsal. No script on stage. Huh. Waiting for Godot. I haven't seen that play in ages. This, for Halloween, you guys are gonna hear all about how I used to be a theater kid. I used to be a semi-professional singer. I say semi-professional because I worked for a non-profit that was technically, for college credit, so. I wasn't a professional, but classically trained, regardless. And not a lifestyle I would ever want to go back to, super honestly. It sounds glamorous, but it is not, and if you are not if you're not a certain way or do a certain act the way they want, you can still be successful, but you have to essentially destroy your body in order to be. And I wasn't down for that, frankly. My body was already suffering enough. But yeah, for Halloween, y'all are gonna hear all about how much of a theater kid I used to be. I used to love musicals, not so much anymore. Like, when the Hamilton era approached, I kind of fell off. Not that I didn't like Hamilton, I was no longer in a group of friends that really loved musicals, and, you know, I just kind of was like, meh, okay, musicals exist. And I stopped watching, like, the Tonys and stuff like that, and yeah. It was just, I wouldn't say I lost interest. Well, yeah, actually I would. I lost interest. That's a more accurate way to put that. Every Halloween until this one, I've been going to Rocky Horror Sing-Along in my corset and lazy skirt. I was in Rocky Horror. I was Columbia for only a year. I was only Columbia for a year, but it was a lot of fun. But yeah, 1 year, I just saw Hadestown. Now that makes me jealous. I do love Hadestown. I always love me a Hades and Persephone retelling, as long as it's not Lore Olympus. That was just a joke, by the way. I don't really mind Lore Olympus. It just never really interested me. I usually prefer, when it comes to Hades and Persephone retellings, I more often than not prefer Persephone to be an adult. Like, adaptations like Punderworld can't really seem to make up their minds. About whether or not they want to portray her as an adult, or whether they want her to be sort of a fun-loving teenager. And, which would be fine if they would bring that up, but it just seems to be kind of an inconsistent portrayal. I don't know. Maybe it's because it has two different writers. Probably because it has two different writers. It's a female Hermes. There was a female Hermes... There was a female Hermes in the Broadway version, but there were some conflicts. I don't remember who she was, though, unfortunately. Oh, no! I know what's bothering me about this! I was like, what? Why can't I get this right in my brain? Alright, I think that's good. His tunic is different. Yeah, but I do love Hadestown. One of the few musicals I think that uses jazz in a way that doesn't feel, trying to find the word I'm trying to, like, I think that's why I initially liked Hamilton, is because I felt like Hamilton used rap in a way that didn't seem like this is how the hip kids do it. You know, it didn't feel very hello fellow kids, you know? I mean, nowadays it does because, you know, he's been at it for over 20 years at this point. But at the time, it was very now. Not so much anymore. Because sometimes when you do something different, it tends to become the trend, and sometimes that doesn't go well. I mean, sometimes... I don't know how to put that. I don't know, I'm struggling to say what I mean. I'm tired. I think that's the long and short of it, y'all. I'm exhausted. I just haven't been sleeping well. Not that I've been doing a lot. I just think I haven't really recovered from being sick. Hopefully I get some sleep tonight. Oh, I bet on it. I have special medication that I take when I really, really need sleep. I'm betting on it. I'm betting on it. I don't do Ambien anymore, but... Oh, whoops. Wrong pen. I don't do Ambien anymore, but I do have other solutions. I don't do Ambien anymore because Ambien... Ambien makes you sleepy. And that's... I don't know. I don't like that. I remember... Like, in my fugue state... I think I've told this story before. I ended up making an ice cream sandwich with 2 Pop-Tarts. Also, I have a clear memory of dipping potato chips in caramel sauce. Also, just making chocolate ganache. So, yeah, melatonin is pretty accessible in the United States. It is very, very accessible. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things my husband went to the store for. But no, I'm not talking about melatonin. While I do use melatonin, pretty religiously, I have, like, prescribed medication that I take for sleep. And it's only as needed, so I can only take it when I'm, like, really, really struggling. And seeing as how I've had about 15 hours of sleep in the last 4 days, I'd say the need is dire. I still feel like his head is really big. This forearm needs to be bigger. And it needs... Just drop it for a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Oh yeah, no, I try not to share that kind of stuff on the internet anyway. But yeah, it's like prescribed stuff. Like I said, it's not unusual for women in my family to have some really bad issues with sleep. Unfortunately. But I always tell people, if you're having issues, well, I always tell people now, because it's something I'm learning just now. If you're having issues with anxiety, tell your doctor, or at least, tell your dentist. Because if you start grinding your teeth, you start losing, some bones that you're not gonna get back. You're just not gonna get them back. And you're gonna want to keep your bones. Just saying. You know what? I really don't think I need to draw any more of his cape. Or do I? Yep, you know, despite my better judgment, I am going to risk making this head smaller. I can always hit the undo button. That's the power of computers. But it'll just make me feel better. That feels a lot more proportionate. It feels a lot more proportionate to me. A few holes to plug. Yeah, when I tell people that, you know, like they say I really struggle with anxiety, it's like, if you grind your teeth, tell your dentist. Don't get like me. Tell your dentist. Because they at least might be able to help you from grinding your teeth to a fine dust. Which is something that I'm currently having to mitigate right now. And let me tell you, it's not fun. Because I have to get yet another extraction in a month. And, you know, losing your teeth isn't fun. Also, it costs a lot of money. Like, especially in the United States, dentistry costs a lot of money. So if you grind your teeth, or you stop taking care of your teeth during an episode, tell your dentist. They will be able to provide you with bite guards. Yeah, I like I always draw the heads too. I usually draw the heads too big at first. It's just kind of a thing. I don't mean to, but I end up doing it a lot. I am going to change his outfit a little bit because the Fierce Deity has these black leggings and the black arms. Like, I'm gonna stick with the green tunic, the scarf, and everything else, but I'm gonna do the black here, and fuck these gloves. Truly and genuinely. Look at that. That's so, that's probably gonna be a hard to pass. You have 3 pay areas depending on what you pay. Yeah, that's not how it works in the United States, but I mean, everybody knows by now that the United States healthcare system, especially when it comes to teeth, is pretty fucked up. Because the next dental surgeries that I have to do, I'll have to come out of pocket. And I know in Canada, they do the same thing. They don't do dentistry at all. I'm just gonna color this in. It'll make things easier on me. Same thing with this. I think the contrast will serve this picture nicely anyway. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I accidentally used the liquefy tool. That was an accident. I am terrified of the liquefy tool. I don't know how to use it, and at this point, I'm afraid to ask. Alright. I'm actually not too upset about this. I'm actually not too upset about this. I thought this was gonna be, like, a little disappointing, but to be honest, he looks a little badass. I won't lie. Yeah. I'm very fortunate in a sense that I have relatives that are willing to help out with that kind of thing. But I know a lot of people aren't. You just kind of have to put up with the pain. And also, I will say, the dentist that I do have has been, like, well, the one I changed to recently, let's put it that way. The dentist I recently changed to has been really, really good in, like, helping me find resources in order to, like, hey, if your dental insurance doesn't cover this, we have this solution and this solution. My other dentist was just like, if you can't pay, get out. Like, we're not gonna make an appointment for you, get out. They were, see, that dentist was fine up until the next year. Then everything got really, really chaotic. I think it's because they picked up, like, a ton of new patients, and they couldn't handle it. So, like, unlike previous times, even if there was a small complication, they'd be like, nope, we can't do it. You'll have to go to a dental surgeon. We can't do this here. It was really bizarre. They actually had to, like, release a statement about like, everyone's complaints about how the office was being run. It was really bizarre. It was really, really weird. They recently reopened, but I don't think I'm going back to them. Also, they're just really far away. They're where my old apartment used to be, and that is, like, it can be an hour's drive if you're not careful. I'm getting memes from my brother. That way you can tell he's bored at work. When he starts sending me memes. Here's the thing, though. Do I want him wearing the same spandex? Do we want him wearing leggings? Actually, let's do a little... Let's have the best of both worlds here. Let's have a little Hannah Montana action. I could be bothered to draw muscle definition for the first time. I could be... But here's the thing, I can cheat. We can just make a few wrinkles. That way it's like you know he's wearing something and it's not as tight. But we'll just do a few. That way, I can have my cake and eat it too. So also, speaking of that phrase, I recently learned that people didn't know that it can be either you can't have your cake and eat it too. Kind of. I'm cheating a little bit to avoid doing all of it. People don't know that the saying goes both ways, because the one saying is you can't have your cake and eat it too, but the other saying is you can't have your cake and eateth too. But apparently people didn't know that both of the sayings exist. Like, it's you can't have your cake and eat it too, and you can't have Kate and Edith too. Like, it's both. My grandmother used to use them pretty interchangeably. I only ever heard you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's very... you can't have Kate and Edith too is very, very, very American Southern. It's very American Southern. So if people, like, who don't live above, like, West Virginia haven't heard it, it wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, it can be, the saying can go either way. You can't have Kate and Edith too, or you can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay. Whew. That took a lot, but I'm quite proud of what I've managed to do here, because the initial pose was very frustrating. I'm about to change this music because I've been hearing the same 3 songs over and over. Okay. Alright, there are a couple of things I need to do. And one of them's going to be really frustrating because hands are difficult. Let's put back my sketch, this sketch. Because the sword would be like right here. And the pommel... Let's open up another sketch. This is gonna bother me. You've done great, thank you. Because I can tell you that, yeah, this pose was a bit frustrating. And then, because I initially drew it as a full body pose, but having it cut off here is fine because, oh, I just had an idea, and it was a wicked idea, but I think what I'm gonna do is when I finish with that idea, I'm just gonna crop it. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna change. I am not about to change his whole ass drawing, just to satiate my random new ideas. So we got the really freakishly long handle, and this is on a new layer. And the flat side. See, the thing is, when you hold something like this, your hand sort of looks like a weird diamond. And I actually think that's all I need to do there. Except his hand would be quite large. So this would probably be more appropriate. And then we put ridges and textures in the hands. Yep. Alright, cool. The reason why I wanted this to be... The reason why I drew this like this, because to be honest, I actually already had an idea for this day. But I wanted to stay true to the roulette promise. So I tried to choose between the idea I already had and another option. And it chose the other option, which was linked universe. And if you don't know what that is, that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's video essay. Not this week's, this month's video essay, which is going to be released on the 30th. And technically, one of the reasons, one of the more popular links is the link from Hyrule Warriors, which is funny to me, because Hyrule Warriors is not canon. I did not consider Hyrule Warriors any type of canon, or I didn't think anyone considered Hyrule Warriors any type of canon until I read Linked Universe. Because as someone, you know, who played a lot of Fire Emblem, any Fire Emblem games that were like Fire Emblem Warriors or whatever were never canon. Until Fire Emblem Engage, but that's a whole nother ballgame. But yeah, it's just... In Hyrule Warriors, Link from Ocarina of Time is a special downloadable character, who is actually really crazy strong because he has the Fierce Deity mask. Also, I think they wanted him to feel special compared to, you know, the Link that they had chosen for the game. And a lot of people speculate that, that Time and the Captain already know each other because of their history in Hyrule Warriors. I like the idea, personally. I like the idea of, like a post-Majora's Mask Link finding some sort of solace in someone who knows what he's going through, you know? It's so good, though. I keep looking at it. It's very organical and natural. Thank you, Katrine. He is hopefully not about to kill this man. Hopefully. I haven't decided. Depends on how sad I want this picture to be. But I like the thought of... This is going to sound a little bit grim. I like the thought of there being some kind of hope for the Hero of Time. Because if you really think about it, in the Zelda series, there is literally no respite for the Hero of Time. He suffers in death. He suffers in life. Even when he was confronted with something that was beyond his power, kind of at the behest of someone else's decision, he is still kind of blamed for the result of that decision. And I kind of like the idea of, you know, after Majora's Mask, him coming across these people that show him the grace that the story never really did. And that might just be because I identify deeply with Ocarina of Time Link, but, you know, whatever. While a Link Between World... While I will say, as far as the greatest Zelda game goes, I would have to say Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and... Wind Waker, Twilight Princess... Not Twilight Princess. Wind Waker... A Link to the Past and Breath of the Wild are, like, the greatest Zelda games in, like, a technical sense. Ocarina of Time still remains my favorite because I'm a millennial. That's really long and short of it. But I really do love A Link Between Worlds. I think that's why I like Legends so much. Because I like seeing appreciation for A Link Between Worlds specifically. Oh, thank you, Katrine. It's very sweet of you. Like I said, because initially I was very unsure about this. But it looks like it's turned out well. I just needed to keep trying. Which is the moral of the story here. Keep trying. We'll worry about the sword later. I feel like that's just a technical beat that I need to forget about for right now. I am gonna erase that a little bit, though. Alright. Okay, that's about as clean as it wants to be right now. Let's see if we can at least get where we want time to be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna label these. Okay, sword, body, then dirty sketch 2. We're gonna put these in some layer folders. So this will be the line art for Captain. And we'll put that under the sword, and we'll put that under the body, and then will be Captain sketches. Cool. And then we'll put sketches there. And then we'll close that folder because it needs to sort of get out of my face for right now. Oh. There's a little bit... Yeah, I just wanted to get it cleaned up. I kind of like this sketchier line art style that I've been doing lately. I think I'm going to stick with it for a while. It makes things look a bit more visceral. I probably won't redo Devante's drawing like that, but I'm probably going to stick with this style for the rest of the month. We'll see. I just feel, like I said, I just feel like it makes things seem more visceral, a bit more organic, a bit less Gendy Tarkovsky. Alright. Now for time. And that will really help me decide how his neck is supposed to look. So, the line of sight is here, which means that Time's head needs to be here. He could also be easily grabbing his hair, but I don't like the vibes that gives off. So... I'm gonna make the head a little bigger. I mean, Captain is kind of a giant at the moment. Up a little more. Down a little more. And then have that line of sight back. I really hope that does look organic. Thank you, Katrine. Okay, now I am gonna do something here that I forgot to do with the body, and that is make Captain's jaw a bit softer. He's still pretty young, so we're gonna give him a softer, curvier jaw, whereas we give Time a more boxier sort of jaw, because he's at least 10 years older than him. So we give him hard, angular shifts in his face. And then yeah, I'm gonna have to draw that hand. Let's make sure this goes away. I need a reference. Let's see. Is it bad that I'm using Mr. Incredible choking his boss as a reference for this? Okay, right now, his hand does look a little like Knuckles' hand. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. Got some Knuckles the Echidna action happening here. Oh! It is after 3 o'clock. Good lord. Feels like I've only been working for like an hour. Okay. So he's gonna keep pressing down on his Okay, yeah. Hands are hard. Hands are very, very hard. Oh, brother. Ow. I'm grinding my teeth again. Okay. I need some elucidation on how to make this work. You know, I could just have him grabbing his collar. That might make things a bit easier, rather than grabbing his throat. Yeah, I actually might do that. Because grabbing his collar would be a lot less. And I would be able to essentially... Yep. Gampan, if I've ever seen one. Okay. Actually, is that not something I'm supposed to say? I don't think that's a very nice word to say. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I've only ever heard it used self-deprecatingly, but I don't think, because, and now I'm thinking of it because I've only ever heard it used self-deprecatingly, I'm like, maybe that's not a good word to use. I need a reference. Nope, nope, that's not how that's supposed to go.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay. That's not the best. Wait a minute. Wrong hand. Wrong hand. That's why it looks funny. That's the right hand. Oof. I'm having a lot of trouble finding... Oh, this might work. Make sure I clean that all up. It's already looking a bit messy. I know that's what I wanted, but still. Let's see. Let's... Oh wait, so I was right the first time! Damn it! You know what, whatever. It's fine, it's fine. I'm not mad. That's not how that's supposed to look. I mean, the shirt is gonna be in his hand anyway. I just want to be able to make sure that the hand looks right. Or at least the thumb. And... you know what? I think the thumb, just the thumb, might have to be the satisfactory part here. Oh, okay. Ooh, but here's the question. Do we want time to be looking directly at him? Or do we want him to be already indisposed? Hang on. Give me a minute. I need to do something. I need to check something. Cause I'm always here for making things needlessly emotional. I'm gonna have to think on this one a bit. And I think since I've been at this for about 3 hours now, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Because my back hurts. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and we will come back to this next Wednesday. But probably around 3 or 4. I don't think I'll be doing another 11 a.m. stream until I finish the video essay. I'm gonna try and show my face again. I'm gonna try and do that more often. I don't like doing it, but, you know, sometimes it's good to show the face. But yeah, Linked Universe video essay at the end of the month, more streams next week. Yeah, we're just gonna be doing WHUMPTOBER until WHUMPTOBER's done. I might take a break here and there and do something, I don't know, happy? I might just do that, but, yeah, there is... I think I am going to go ahead and call it. I'm gonna eat this orange. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen. But yeah, so you guys will see me next week. We'll be posting lots of shorts, because that's what YouTube asks of us, because, yeah. Anyways, I'm not bitter. It's fine. I'm not upset. But yeah, with that being said, do no harm, take no shit, stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating. Thank you for watching.